if you ever watch any of my webinars, they're very structured. I don't deviate. In fact, my script I teach is called The Perfect Webinar because it's perfect. So the basic gist is every webinar you're focusing the entire presentation. This is a mistake most people make is they try to like solve 10 things in a webinar, right? And that's not the goal. The goal is for like, what's the one big domino that you have to help that person with? Like there's just one, right? And then everything else in the presentation is just trying to knock down that one domino from different angles, different directions, right? So for me, it's like, okay, someone's coming to my world. Let's say it's weight loss. You want to lose weight. You come to my webinar. And so my very first thing is I'm going to tell you like, I'm going to introduce myself.
For me,
yeah.
I use podcasting as a form of coaching too.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Give me the offer. Yeah. What do you want to sell?
I want to help people build their personal brands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So you want to build personal brands. Tell me really quickly, like backstory, how you got into this.
So I got into this because I guess we can go as far back as when I first saw Gary Vee, an entrepreneur who started documenting his life and created an audience. And when he had the opportunity to sell something like his book, people jumped on it like crazy, bought a ton of stuff. And then over time, I see people becoming essentially the Gary Vee of their industry or the Gary Vee of their expertise. And if you could find your way of becoming the authority, the trusted resource and face and person, that you wouldn't have a hard time, selling things. Because
cool.
Yeah. So, and so we're living in a world where I believe if you build your personal brand, you can create wealth quickly. So I think I was creating YouTube videos or like tutorial based videos. It wasn't really building my like personal brand, but I took it serious. Like in 2021, 2022, I was like, I'm going to post videos of me on Instagram, sharing like insights. And they're going to be videos of me where I'm not even creating. I'm not looking into the camera. I'll just have a camera rolling if I'm doing a coach call or whatever. And over time, like people just follow me. I didn't ask for anything. And then I said, hey, I'm going to do this beta program. And 50 people signed up at $2,000. And I made $100,000 in a day or so, and that was all because of brand.
Yeah.
And so I've been helping a lot of people kind of dial in what that looks like for them. But I just feel like it's one of the most important things you should be building right now.
Yeah. Okay. First off, you nailed the first 15 minutes of the webinar. The first 15 minutes is like you get them on, you get them excited, you tell them what the promise is going to be, and then you give some kind of credibility. And then you transition to your origin story about how you discovered the framework you're going to teach them.
That's what
there. So you have the whole origin story, right? You tell the origin story. And the mistake people make is they think the origin story is about like their origin story. Like when I was 12 years old, it's like the origin story, how you discovered the framework, right? And so you just did it perfect. You went the whole thing. The other thing I would add in more the mistakes you made along the way. Like I tried this, it didn't work. I tried this, it didn't work. I tried, like things that you tried that didn't work until you discovered like, this is the way I'm going to do it, right? And then at the end of it, it's like, and I discovered, this is the framework I discovered. And for you, I would give it like a proprietary name. Like for me, like I call my framework in the ClickFunnels world, it's called funnel hacking. This is the funnel hacking framework that we teach people. This is what I discovered. So you can make a proprietary name for the framework you discovered. What would you call it?
I do have like maybe it's not it's a proprietary name, but I teach from a quadrant that I came up with. It's called the content quadrant. Okay. For building your brand.
Very cool.
And it's a square because it's a quadrant. And like the top left is the messaging and the mindset. The next one is the method and the makeover. It's how you're going to choose to show up and how it's going to look and all those things. Then the third is the money. How does this all make sense, financially? And then the fourth is multiply. It's like, okay, I tackled the YouTube giant. Now it's time to do the next thing, so. Okay.
By the way, you're doing the webinar perfect. So after you tell the origin story, discover the framework, then you transition to, I break it down to 3 secrets. But you can call them 3 strategies, 3, whatever. So the first thing you're going to talk about is basically the framework. So you just did that perfectly. So like, here's the framework. And I would say, okay, secret number 1, I'm going to teach you guys my cash, what you call it? The
content quadrant.
The content quadrant framework. And then you just teach it like you did. All right, step number 1 is this. Step number 2 is this. And so you walk through and you teach the thing. And this is going to be a 15-minute teaching. Like the time is 15 minutes. The key when you're teaching is, you're going to, like for each thing you teach in the webinar, first thing you teach is like how you discovered it. Second thing is you're going to teach the strategy behind it. Third thing is you are not going to teach the tactics. This is where everyone makes a mistake. Yeah. Tactics are things they're buying from you at the end of the webinar. So you skip the tactics. And then number 4 is you're going to share a result that either you or a client got. So that's it. So there's 4 things. How you learned or you earned it. Teach the strategy. Do not teach the tactics. The webinar will bomb if you teach tactics. And you teach a success story about someone doing it. So that's the thing. So you just did it perfectly.
Yeah.
And the strategy is like, this step number 1 is this, step number 2 is this, step number 3, step number 4. And then share a success story. So for example, I showed Julie over here and like, I told her the whole framework. She did it. And she did this, show, and you show the results like, oh, and they freak out and they see the result. And so that's that first 15-minute block. So you had a 15-minute teaching the story, 15 minutes telling your backstory, 15 minutes teaching the actual framework. And now you're halfway to them giving you money. Ready for the rest of it?
Okay.
So next thing, now they see that they saw your framework and they're like, oh my gosh, that's really, really cool. Like I can see how that framework